Wife's friend said, "Tell him you want a divorce, and he'll beg." She listened. The kitchen light hummed softly above the table. Rain pressed against the window, blurring the garden into shifting shadows. Her hand rested on a chipped mug, the heat fading from the tea she had forgotten to drink. Her friend's voice replayed in her head. "Tell him you want a divorce, and he will beg." Her lips trembled as she rehearsed the words in silence. The clock ticked with a hollow rhythm, every second louder than the last. She heard his car in the driveway. The tires crackled against the wet gravel. The front door opened with its familiar groan. His shoes tapped against the floor as he entered. He smiled when he saw her, that warm, tired smile he always wore after work. She tried to smile back, but her throat tightened. Her heart pounded like a drum, shaking her chest. He set his coat on the chair and asked how her day was. She swallowed hard. The words her friend had planted rose up like thorns in her mouth. "I want a divorce." The sentence left her lips, thin, sharp, and cold. Silence followed. The rain outside seemed to pause with him. He did not beg. He did not shout. His smile only faded slowly, like a candle losing its flame. He looked at her with an expression she had never seen before, not anger, not sadness, something else, something unreadable, as though he had been waiting for this moment. He pulled out the chair and sat across from her. His breathing was calm, measured. Her chest tightened further, because she had expected chaos. She had expected pleas, tears, maybe even rage. Instead he whispered, "I wondered when you would finally say it." The room seemed to tilt. The chair beneath her felt unstable. The taste of cold tea coated her tongue, bitter and metallic. The clock ticked again, but now it sounded like a hammer on stone. She stared at him, unable to find her voice. He leaned closer, eyes steady, unblinking. "I have been waiting." Her skin prickled, every hair rising as if touched by static. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice breaking. His hand tapped the table once, softly, as if marking a rhythm only he could hear. "You say you want freedom, but you have no idea what freedom will cost." Her breath caught in her throat. The air in the room thickened, heavy with unspoken weight. He reached into his pocket and placed a small folded envelope on the table. It was old, edges frayed, as though carried for months. He pushed it toward her with one finger. Her hand shook as she touched it. The paper felt damp, soft from too much handling. She opened it slowly, each crease unfolding like a warning. Inside were photographs, not of them, not of their home, strangers, houses she had never seen, people she had never met. In each photograph he was there, standing in the background, watching, always watching. Her stomach lurched, a wave of cold rising through her chest. He spoke again, voice quiet, almost tender. "I will not beg. You asked for an ending. Now you must live with the beginning." The light above them flickered. The rain outside turned into a roar, drowning every other sound. Her throat burned, but no words came out. She realized then that the man across from her was not begging, he was waiting. And whatever he was waiting for had already begun. The room seemed smaller, pressing in on her from every side. Her hand let go of the photographs, and they scattered across the table. Faces stared up at her from the glossy paper, each pair of eyes cold and empty. His gaze did not move from her, not once, not even when she finally whispered, "What have you done?" He only smiled, the same tired smile he wore when he first walked in, and the clock kept ticking. Her whisper lingered in the air, "What have you done?" He leaned back in his chair, the wood creaking under his weight. His fingers interlaced, resting calmly on the table. The photographs shifted slightly in the draft from the window. One slid closer to her hand. It showed a woman standing at a bus stop. The woman was her. She froze. Another photograph caught her eye. It was her again, walking in the supermarket, unaware of the camera. In another, she was asleep in their bedroom, her face half hidden by the blanket. Her skin went cold. Her heart stuttered against her ribs. Every picture she thought was of strangers was her. Different days, different places, every angle was her. And he was always there in the background, silent, watching. He smiled faintly, his voice no louder than the ticking of the clock. "I never feared losing you. I only feared the day you might notice." Her breath came shallow, broken. The walls seemed to lean closer. The photographs covered the table like a map of her life, a life she had thought was hers alone. Her friend's words echoed in her skull. "Tell him you want a divorce, and he will beg." But he had never begged. He had planned, and he had been waiting for this moment. He reached across the table, gently sliding one last photograph toward her. This one was different. It showed her sitting at the kitchen table, tonight, her hand on a chipped mug. The photograph was still warm to the touch. Her voice broke into a whisper. "When did you take this?" He leaned forward, his smile widening, his eyes dark and steady. "Just now." And the light above them flickered once more, before the room fell into shadow.